Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Now, I was going to be doing a video about Murray Foot, the communications chief of the SNP, and his resignation after he realised that he had misled the public. He'd been effectively thrown under the bus by the party. That was going to be my original video today. But as I was prepping it, breaking news, and I thought, no, I'm dropping that. We're going to go straight to the breaking news, and that is that the SNP's NEC, the National Executive Committee, have said it has the numbers. It can force a vote of no confidence in Peter Murrell, and it's basically given him an ultimatum, and that is resign by close of play today, or we will give you a vote of censure and you're out. In other words, they're giving him the chance to retain a tiny modicum of dignity and announce his resignation. Jump or you're pushed. So we'll have a look at this now. Like I say, it's literally breaking news as I was making this video, so I decided to stop and change. We'll go straight to this. So here's an article now explaining it and seeing what's going to happen or what's likely to happen. Here goes. So here we are. SNP NEC has the numbers for a vote of no confidence in Peter Murrell. And there's a picture of the lovely couple. The couple who've got the best marriage in Scotland. So Peter Murrell has been told to hand in his resignation as the SNP's chief executive by the end of the day today, or to face a vote of no confidence from the party's NEC. One senior member of the ruling body told the Herald, "We have the numbers. There's not a hope in hell that Peter can survive a no confidence motion. He's out and he's gone." He hasn't officially called for the resignation, or offered his resignation yet, but he'll either do that or he's out by a vote. It all depends on how desperate he is to cling on to power for as much as possible. Anyway, the call for Mr. Murrell to set a date for departure comes after the SNP's head of communications at Holyrood quit after being fed false information by party bosses about falling membership numbers. Murray Foot, the former editor of the Daily Record, who joined the SNP operation 3 years ago, said he was resigning after being let down by Party HQ while acting in good faith. And as I say, I do believe he was acting in good faith. I believe he was given information. He communicated that information. It then turns out that he communicated false information, lies, that he was fed. In which case, yes, his resignation is the correct procedure and is to be applauded, despite anything else. But anyway, last month he issued a agreed party response to the media trashing a newspaper report that the party had suffered a loss of 30,000 members. And this week the party admitted its membership was indeed more than 30,000 below its previously published figure. And so, of course, he's communicated what he's told, but what he was told was a pack of lies, and so he's gone. Anyway, in an explosive statement, a senior member of the NEC told the Herald, "We have the numbers. There's not a hope in hell that Peter can survive a no-confidence motion. He should offer his resignation to the NEC by the end of play today." In all honesty, he's 8 years too late. He should have resigned when Nicola became leader, and he should have most certainly announced the departure date when Nicola resigned a few weeks ago. When you're a staff member and you're at the epicentre of the story time and time again, you need to understand that it's time to go. There's still no mention, of course, of the 600,000 and the missing monies and where everything has gone and the possible fraud by Scotland's most honest man. The source said that Mr. Murrell needed to go for the sake of the SNP. The party can't start afresh unless both the political and operational leadership are renewed. They had complete strangulation on the party. She had the political strength to maintain her discipline. Nobody dare say a word against her. Nobody dare gainsay what she said in the press or in public or anything. And if you did, she'd cast a basilisk eye upon anyone who in any way opposed her. But then with Murrell as well, compounding this with total control of the finances and of all the structures and of all the rules as his role as chief executive. It meant effectively that it was a two-person state. But that's what happens. There should really be a ban on something like this happening ever again. But anyway, the tight grip they both held on government and party, respectively, was unhealthy and it led to poor decision-making, it's been said. Whoever wins the leadership race needs to bin the tight ship approach, widen the circle of trust and start surrounding themselves with people who challenge them, not bag carriers who tell them everything they want to hear. Well, Peter Murrell, he was a bag carrier. He did like to, get his hands on a bag every now and again, carry a bag, and sometimes two bags. He was just that sort of person. Two of the three leadership hopefuls have criticised Mr Murrell in recent weeks. I guarantee I know, before we go any further, who's the one that hasn't. Anyway, Ash Regan suggested there was a conflict of interest in him having overseen the contest. She said effectively he's running the contest to replace his wife. That would be like Carrie Johnson counting the votes for Boris's successor, and I think many people would think it would be fairly unusual, and I think there is definitely a conflict of interest here. Earlier this week, both she and Kate Forbes expressed fears over the integrity of the ballot and called for an independent observer to oversee the election. So they were the two. Well, we were right, weren't we? They were the two that sort of criticised him, and it turns out they were right because they've issued something like 78,000 online votes for a party that's only got 72,000 members. So what's going to happen to those 6,000 other members? Will they get a vote because they've been sent a voting form? Who knows? Anyway. Hamza Yousaf's support for the beleaguered party boss has been lukewarm at best, but not actually anti him. He's got to keep it clean because he knows if he does get in, he's going to be a glove puppet, and he doesn't want... let's put it this way. Nicola Sturgeon can choose to put on a bit of lubricant before she starts manipulating him, or not. And I think he's got to be in and keen and super with them because he needs that lubricant. Anyway, at the recent campaign stop, the Health Secretary said he regarded Mr Murrell as an election winner. Well, if he's the one counting the votes, yes. He added, one of the first things I'll do if I was elected leader of the SNP is speak to Peter and see what his plans are for the future. The demand from the NEC came as more and more party colleagues added to the pressure on Mr Murrell. The SNP is starting to implode. They're losing people. They're losing support, as we know now. But they're also losing people within the hierarchy of the party. At the political level, you have your communications directors gone now. There's others that are really not happy. There's a lot of people bickering. There's a lot of people pointing fingers and calling out blame. And there is a civil war within the party. And it is delicious to watch. As an outsider looking in, you're watching this party pull itself apart. And it's great. It's great news. And the best news, of course, is it's great news for Scotland. Because the sooner the SNP implodes and goes, the better. That's when the adults in the room can take over and start fixing everything that they've broken. Anyway, party sources briefed the Times overnight saying he needed to be removed from his post quickly. Ideally, after more than 20 years of service, this would normally wait until the autumn conference. But there have been too many mistakes, including the poor organisation surrounding the contest. He should be gone in days or weeks now that Nicola has left. And if it has to be done, then it's best it's done quickly. Another source close to the leadership said there is no scenario in which Peter stays. It's not if, but when. Nicola has gone, so he might as well want to go anyway. A new broom is needed to reorganise the party after losing so many members, and the new leader will want to have their own man, and he might be forced out quickly, but not quickly enough. If he had any decency, he'd go today. He must see the writing on the wall. But I bet he doesn't. I bet he's going to hang on and hang on and hang on and try and screw as much money as possible until the last possible moment, clinging on with those grasping fingers to the levers of power. Getting back, senior figures in the SNP have also expressed upset at Mr Foot's decision to resign. Ian Blackford, the former SNP Westminster leader, said, I am deeply sorry that Murray Foot believes he has to resign. I've had the pleasure of working with an extremely talented, professional, gifted, humble and passionate colleague who it has been a privilege to work with. He should be with us in the journey ahead. I thank Murray for his partnership, for his friendship and for the fun we've had serving together. Murray will make a contribution going forward and frankly we need him. But yeah, the party's over. You're all done. And when you're getting senior figures resigning because the party's lied to them, it's not surprising. But Joanne Cherry, the SNP MP, said of Mr Foot's resignation, he was an honourable decision, but it was the source of the lies who should be resigning, and we know who the source of the lies are. It's Peter Murrell. So Joanne Cherry, the SNP MP in Parliament, is also saying that the chairman of the party should go. You're getting very senior figures saying he should go, and the NEC saying they've got the numbers to force him to go. Will he be gone by close of play today? You'd like to think so. You'd think, he would have the decency to do that. But then Peter Murrell, and Peter Murrell and the words decency, they're strange bedfellows, aren't they? Anyway, I shall round off and come up. So there we are. He is effectively gone, although not actually gone yet. But I will be keeping an eye on this. As soon as we get confirmation, I will come up. I will do a video straight away. Very short one, but just to announce. But I think it's excellent news. It's good news for the rest of us. It's just great to see the SNP rip itself apart, especially so late in the game. Whoever emerges as the leader after this election will have a hell of a time trying to reunite the party, and will probably fail. But it is good to see that everything that couple have touched has turned to complete and utter tripe. Every policy decision they made was wrong. Every sort of executive decision that was made was wrong. Every sort of decision made on the running of the party was wrong. And there's still the question of the £600,000, which the police are still investigating. And let's hope that may result in a couple of them going to prison. It would be great to see them both inside, looking out through the bars and wondering, how they ended up there, which is great, which is absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I will keep an eye on this story, as I say, and if there is any news, I will be straight back. So I would like to thank you all for watching this video. I would ask you to please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any further announcements on this breaking story. Ring the bell, then you'll find out. Also, would you please share and like the story? If you can like this video, because it's political and there's an election going on, YouTube tried to hide them, but if you like them, it hits up in the algorithm. It makes it more visible. So if that would be something you could do for me, that would be grand. Thank you very much. Anyway, I shall stop now. Until next time, stay safe, stay well, keep an eye out for the next video and see if he actually goes by the close of play today, and goodbye.